ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। So we were looking at the 15th Vakya in the 5th Brahmana of the first chapter. So this Brahmana is called Saptanna Brahmana. In this, the 7 Annas are talked about. Again, there is a classification is there. 4 of them are called Sadhana Annani and 3 are called Sadhya Annani. The Sadhya Annani and Sadhana Annani, all of them are created by the Jiva only. The individual is creating all these things to enjoy out of his own karma and upasana. Okay, that's what the Upanishad is saying. So here the Upanishad is presenting the Jiva as a Bhokta, Karta Bhokta. In the previous Brahmana, the Jiva was portrayed as the one who is enjoyed by others, as the Bhogya. So both ways the Jiva is being portrayed by the Upanishad. That is only to show that this Kartritva Bhoktritva is Mithya finally. Okay, that we will see later on. So here the 3 Sadhya Annani, which are Vak, Manas and Prana, when it was talking about these 3 with reference to the Devatas, okay, Adi Daivika, then the 3 were presented as Devatas, Agni Devata, like that we saw the different Devatas, and Prajapati, who is the Samashti Sukshma, okay, Samashti subtle body, the totality of all the subtle bodies, you can say, is the one who is having these Vak, Manas and Prana when we look at the totality or at the level of Samashti, in Sanskritam we say. So the Prajapati is discussed by the Upanishad here, and Prajapati was shown as the Shodasha Kalaha, means one who has 16 parts. Then the same Prajapati who is Paroksha, the Prajapati as the one who has become this entire creation is really indirect only, correct? We do not really see that Prajapati. So that's why Bhashyakara here says Paroksha Abhihitaha, the Prajapati who has been shown as the one who is actually there in the form of time, in the form of a year, Samvatsaraha, and with 16 parts. But still it is indirect knowledge only. Whatever the Veda says, we have to take it. Particularly if we accept the Veda as a means of knowledge. Then is there any, this Prajapati can we see with our own eyes? Okay. Pratyaksha Prajapati is there or not? Means Bhashyakara is introducing this 15th Vakya like that only. Means who is the one then who is like that? Ko asau ayam, like that he asks. So the one who has been shown as the one who is manifest as time and who is also these 3 annas at the total level, if you see the Vak, Manas and Prana, that person is also the one whom we see in this world. And who is that person? The one who is doing this Prajapati Upasana. Okay, so Atma Bhutam Vetti. Prajapatim Atma Bhutam Vetti means what? The one who does upasana, that I am this Prajapati, I am the totality of all the subtle bodies. So the one who does upasana like that, and that person also is Pratyaksha Prajapati, that person also is to be looked upon as Prajapati only. And for that also there is a reason is given. Why? Because already the Prajapati who is manifest as the year, as time, has been shown as the one who has 16 kalas or 16 parts or digits. Similarly here, this human Prajapati, the one who is doing the upasana, also has 16 kalas, it seems. Okay. And for this human Prajapati, what are the 15 kalas which are increasing and decreasing? Because for the Prajapati who was manifest as time, the 15 tithis themselves were shown as the 15 kalas, but one kala was supposed to be permanent, dhruva. Similarly here, for the human being, wealth is supposed to be that which is either increasing or decreasing. Upachaya, apachaya, dharmitvat, vittam eva, panchadasha kalaha. Like that Bhashyakara says here, Gavadi vittam. So the wealth in the form of cattle, etc. Cattle was looked upon as wealth, cows, because even in the wars and all, the kings will first go and actually try to get all the cattle of the other whomever they are fighting with, correct? The opponents. Even in Mahabharata and all, it comes like that. Arjuna goes and takes all the cattle away with whomever he is fighting, let us say. So this cattle was looked upon as the main wealth. And this can go up and come down and all that. That is always a possibility. With the wealth can go increase, wealth can decrease. So wealth of the person itself is looked upon as these 15 kalas. Then what is the permanent one? The 16th one, that is, here Bhashyakara says, Atmaiva Pindaha. So up to this point, I think we already saw last week. So Atmaiva Pindaha Eva Asya Vidushaha Shodashi Kala. So the one who is doing this upasana, for that person, his own body is the 16th one, which is there always. Even if the wealth is increasing or decreasing, or he doesn't have any wealth also, body is there as long as that person is alive. So that is the Dhruvasthaniya Shodashi Kala. That is the permanent 16th part or 15th, 16th member. And this person, sa Chandravat, Vittenaiva Apuryate cha Apakshiyate cha. So like the moon which waxes and wanes with each tithi, similarly this person also either increases or decreases along with his wealth. Okay, and this is very very well known in the world. Tadetad loke prasiddham. Okay, and then the Upanishad is also making or giving an analogy for this situation using a wheel. Okay, so that part now Bhashyakara is commenting. Tadetad nabhyam atma pradihi. Okay, so here you can see Tadetad nabhyam means what he says, nabhyai hitam, nabhyam, nabhim va arhati iti. So here nabhyam means the one which is fit to be the hub in a wheel. Okay, so this person's body is like the hub. Hub is the most important thing in the wheel, correct? Because hub also is normally connected to the other moving parts which will make the wheel move. And the spokes and outer rim and all are looked upon like the wealth, which can go, come again and all that. So here, Nabhim va harati iti, kim tate, what is that which is fit to be like the hub in a wheel means Yad ayam atma, that this Upanishad itself says, Yad ayam atma means atma pindaha. So the individual's body itself is like the hub of the wheel. All other things are like the wealth, etc. Even if it goes, we can get it back. So pradhihi vittam parivarasthaniyam bahyam chakrasya iva aranemyadi. So here pradhihi vittam. So pradhihi means what Bhashyakara is giving here. Parivarasthaniyam bahyam. Bahyam means external, like the parivara means something. Parivara has many meanings actually. Here parivara means something external outfit, like that we can take. Like for the wheel, what chakrasya iva aranemyadi. So ara means spokes. Nemi means the outer rim. Okay. So those are all like the wealth. You have many spokes, correct? You have only one hub, but you can have many spokes. So they are like the 15 spokes, you can say. Hub is the 16th permanent kala. And even if the spokes and the outer rim and all go away, they can be again fitted. That is the idea here. So tasmad yadyapi sarvajyanim. So sarvajyanim is there. Tasmad yadyapi sarvajyanim atmana jiyata atmana chet. So that part Bhashyakara is now explaining. Sarva yadyapi sarvajyanim means what? Sarvasu apaharanam. Okay, sarvasu sarvas apaharanam, he says. Okay. Jiyate hiyate glanim prapnoti means sarvajyanim means even if everything you lose. Okay. Everything you lose. And jiyate means here actually hiyate is the meaning. Hiyate again means what? Again it is going away from you. Everything you lose, whatever you have, your wealth, all those things are gone. Glanim prapnoti means you become weak, or you are becoming like you have lost something, okay, and you are afflicted. That is called glanim prapnoti. So you attain a weak state. So you lose everything, whatever you have. Still what? Atmana chakranabhi sthaniyena chet yadi jivati. So if you still live, even if you lose all your wealth, you are still living with your body intact. At least you have health, let us say. You have lost your wealth, but health is still there. And that body itself is like the chakra nabhi sthaniyena means, which is in the form of the, like for the wheel, how the hub is, like that this body is there for you, it is still there. You are living. So yadi jivati, if you live with your body, then what? Pradhina bahyena parivarena ayam agat shinaha ayam. So like this, people will say what? You have only lost your external things. Okay, like this pradhina bahyena parivarena means you have lost your external outfit, like you have lost your clothes or something, but you are still there. Your body is still living. So evam ahu, people will say in this manner, they will say that you have only lost something which is external. You are still there. Okay. Yata chakram aranemi vimuktam. So if the chakra, the wheel is there without spokes and outer rim, still the hub is there. Okay. Like that you are there. That's how people will say evam ahu. In this manner they will say. Then what? Jivas chet aranemi sthaniyena vittena punaha upachiyata iti abhiprayaha. So that means you have only lost your outer outfit, external things. Means you can still again gain whatever you have lost. with the body you have, you can still gain back all your wealth like that. So this is an aside only. This is not the main teaching or anything in the Upanishad. But Upanishad, maybe it is telling you that you have to take care of your body. Even if you lose all your wealth, at least you should have your health intact. You can always regain whatever you have lost. Even if you lose everything, that is all still external. Maybe it should not affect you, I think. That's what the Upanishad is trying to tell you, because many times even we see that very big industrialists and all, suddenly they become bankrupt. These things are happening, correct? So some of these things are not in our hands. Okay, now what? Having said this, now the Upanishad is actually going to another topic. So Bhashyakara is giving an introduction for that. So what is he saying? Evam panktena daiva vitta vidya sanyuktena karmana trayan atmakaha prajapatihi bhavati iti vyakyatam. So by doing the karma which has these 5 factors, correct? Panktam, we saw that. Karma itself, to do karma, you require 5 factors. So it is called pankta. And Daiva Vitta Vidya Sanyuktena means again not only just karma, but with Daiva Vitta means divine wealth, you can say. Vidya Sanyuktena means with along with Upasana also. You are doing karma and also Upasana. Okay. So Vidya Sanyuktena Karmana. By doing karma along with the Upasana, what you can attain up to the status of Prajapati. That is the maximum one can attain with karma and upasana. And that Prajapati is Trayan Atmakaha. Prajapati is made up of these 3 annas, Vak, Manas and Prana at the total level. Okay. Prajapati Bhavati. So in this manner, if you do karma and upasana, you can become Prajapati. This has been already Vyakyatam, described. Okay, then what? Further, Anantarancha, later on what? Jayadi Vittam, Parivarasthaniyam iti Uktam. So this wealth also was shown as only something which is external to you. Okay, including your wife also, it says Jayadi Vittam, Jaya, etc. Because the Pankta, when we see in that wife and then the other wealth, Manushya Vittam, Daivi Vittam and all is talked about. So all of them are only external to you. That was also shown by the previous Vakya. Now what? So what is going to be said? He is now introducing. Tatra putra karma apara vidyanam loka prapti sadhanatvam swadhanatva matram samanyena avagatam. Okay, so here with your putra, then whatever karma you do, and aparavidya. Aparavidya means here upasana again. So through all these things, you can gain loka, you can go to some loka. This was said generally. Okay, loka prapti sadhanatvam of this putra, karma and aparavidya. So the putra, son, karma and upasana being the sadhana for attaining loka as a sadhya, to go to some loka. Okay, that was shown generally. Samanyena avagatam. It was also understood by us. But what specifically it has not been said. With putra, what you will attain. With karma, what you will attain. With karma and upasana, what you will attain. So, na putra dinam loka prapti phalam prati vishesha sambandha niyamaha. So, vishesha sambandha. With putra, what you will attain, like I said, with only karma, which loka you will attain, and with karma and upasana, what you will attain. This has not been specifically mentioned. Okay, so that is what the Upanishad is going to now talk about. So Sahayam Putradinam Sadhananam Sadhya Vishesha Sambandhaha Vaktavyaha iti Uttarakandika Praniyate. So to describe the connection between different means like putra, karma and upasana, and the loka, whatever their sadhya or whatever is their result. Okay, to show the connection, now the Upanishad is starting this, whatever further is there. Okay, up to the end it will talk this only. So let us see what the Upanishad says. Atatrayaha va lokaha manushya lokaha pitrulokaha devalokaha iti. So there are three lokas only. Bhashyakara later on says not more, not less, only three, it seems, three. This loka, bhuloka, okay, which is manushya lokaha, then pitru lokaha. So the pitru loka means where our ancestors go, and then deva lokaha. Deva loka is where devas are going to live, are living. So these are the three lokas: manushya loka, pitru loka, deva loka. Okay. Further what? Saha ayam manushya lokaha putrenaiva jayaha. So you are going to win this manushya loka through your putra only. How you are going to gain this manushya loka or win this manushya loka through your putra, we will see. In fact, the next vakya is going to talk about it in detail. Okay, but here it is just saying putrenaiva jayaha, with only putra you gain this manushya loka. Okay, na anyena karmana. This also it clearly says not through karma, but only through putra. But with only karma, what do you gain? Karmana pitruloka. So if you do only karma like Agnihotra, etc., Nitya karma you have to do. Agnihotra and all is part of Nitya karma. Then you can do, let us say you are only doing Nitya karma, at least. You are not doing any other upasana, any other big other karma you are not doing, then you can go to Pitru Loka. Then Vidyaya Devalokaha. So Vidyaya means here not just upasana alone. Understand that Nitya karma nobody can leave it out. So here when it is said Vidyaya, it is understood that karma also is being done. Even if you are a Vanaprasthi, Vanaprastha also you have to do Nitya karma. They may not be doing any Kamya karma, anything, any big karma, especially to fulfill one's desire and all that. But still they are anyway doing upasana and Nitya karma. So Vidyaya means karmana saha also we have to take. And you can go to Devaloka, Devalokaha, Vidyaya. And further what? Devalokaha vai lokanam sreshtaha. So amongst the lokas, Devaloka is the most exalted, best place. Because you can enjoy. Devas are paroksha priya. Devas need not even consume anything. Just by looking at something, they can enjoy. And in Devaloka, you don't have any childhood problems and all. My Guruji used to say, Devaloka means what? See, in Manushya Loka, all problems, even as adult, mostly you can trace to your childhood. Childhood problems are there. You are born as a child, and then you pick up so many things as a child when you have very little control over what is happening to you, correct? And whatever you have picked up as a child also is controlling you, even if you have become an adult, unless you process all that and try to become free from that. Even as an adult, whatever happened to you in childhood is going to control you. That I have seen myself with so many people, so there is no doubt about that, either to me or even my guru also. He has seen so many people, and even modern psychology accepts that. Okay, so most of the adult issues can be traced back to what happened to you, how good your childhood was. Okay, anyway, so in Devaloka, you are born as a Deva straight away. You don't have to go through any childhood, no old age also. So till the time your punya is lasting, you are enjoying with the same status. You never become old. There is no aging. There is no death also. You just vanish. That's all. Once the Shine Punya Martya Lokam Vishanti, once the Punya is gone, it is not eternal. Okay, it is not forever. But till the time you are there, till you have Punya, you can really enjoy. So it is Shreshtaha. It is the best amongst all the lokas. But you are only exhausting your Punya in a Deva Sharira. It is a Punya Sharira, really. So it is amongst all the lokas, it is Shreshtaha, Tasmad Vidyam Prashamsanti, therefore Vidya Upasana is praised in general. Okay, so this is the Upanishad Vakya. Bhashyakara doesn't give too much commentary. Let us quickly see. Atheti Vakya Upanyasarthaha. So Atha means here again a new topic is starting, so it is introductory, he says Upanyasarthaha. So because we are now introducing a new topic, Trayaha Vava iti avadharanarthaha. So Trayaha Vava is there again. Vava means indeed or whatever, it is a particle. It is to determine that it is only three. That's why this Vava is there. Okay, avadharanarthaha, to for purpose of discerning or determining that it is only this much. So Bhashyakara says, Trayaha eva shastrokta sadhanarhaha lokaha. So only three places you can go based on whatever means are given in the Shastra. If you use those means, you can attain to these three lokas only. And what he says further, na nyuna, na adhika, neither less nor more. Only three are there. Okay. And then what? Keta iti uchyate. So what are those things? Means loka. So that the Upanishad is saying here. Okay, tesham saha ayam manusya lokaha putrenaiva sadhanena jayyaha jetavyaha sadhyaha. So this manusya loka is to be gained as an accomplishment. Okay, with putra as the means. Okay, so yatacha putrena jetavyaha tata uttaratra vakshyamaha. So how are you going to gain this manusya loka? Through the putra. That will be said later. Okay, in fact, it will be said immediately in this 17th Vakya. So he is saying that Putrena yatha jetavyaha tata uttaratra vakshyamaha. So immediately further down it will be said. Na anyena karmana, not by any other, or even vidyaya va iti vakya sheshaha. So the rest of the sentence is what? Na anyena karmana means not just karma alone, but vidyaya also Bhashyakara adds here. Only through putra you can win this world. Okay. Then what? Karmana agnihotradi lakshanena kevalena. So only with karma, without any upasana. And what kind of karma? All this nitya karma, like agnihotra, etc. Pitrulokaha jetavyaha. So you can go to Pitruloka, you can win the Pitruloka. Na putrena, napi vidyaya, not by putra or your son, or nor by upasana, only by karma. And vidyaya devalokaha, na putrena napi karmana. So neither by putra nor by just karma alone you can get to the devaloka, only with important. Along with nitya karma anyway you have to do, you will go to devaloka. So devalokaha vai lokanam trayanam shreshtaha prashasyatamaha. So it is the best, it is the most praiseworthy place, best place to go, Devaloka amongst the three lokas. Tasmat what? Tat sadhanatvat. So being the means for going to the Devaloka, Vidyam Prashamsanti. This Vidya means Upasana is praised. Okay. Next what? Here we will see the 17th Vakya is about a particular type of actually karma called Sampratihi. Okay. So athataha sampratihi yada praishyan manyate atha putramaha tvam brahma tvam yajnaha tvam lokaha iti sa putraha pratyaha aham brahma aham yajnaha aham lokaha iti yadvai kincha anuktam tasya sarvasya brahma iti ekata. Okay. So here, how you gain this Manushya Loka with Putra, that is being talked about. So Atha Athaha, again, thereafter, here this Sampratihi means handing over. Sampratihi means Sampradanam, like that Bhashyakara gives the meaning. Sampradanam, if you have studied even Samskrita grammar, you will know that Sampradana means the fourth case is Sampradanam, like that we say. Sampradana means whatever you are giving to somebody, that somebody to whom you are giving is called Sampradana, and that person or giving, the act of giving itself is called Sampradana. And to whom you are giving, that person will go in the fourth case, like that grammar is there. The Sampratihi also is another form of Sampradanam only, means handing over something to your son. That is the idea here. In this, it is a specific ritual which is revealed by the Veda. Okay. So in this handing over or entrusting karma, what happens or when it is done means yada praishyan manyate, when a person thinks that he is going to die. Okay. So whenever he thinks that he is going to die, then he does this sampratihi or handing over. And what does, and to whom does he hand over? To his own son, Atha Putram Aha. And while handing over, he says this ritualistically, he has to say. What does he say? He tells his Putra, Tvam Brahma, Tvam Yajnaha, Tvam Lokaha iti. So he says, you are Brahma. Here Brahma means all that is studied, all that that person has studied. The father has studied, correct? Father being Vaidika has studied the Veda, has studied all the Shastras. Whatever he has studied, whatever he has not studied also, he may have missed out certain things. Everything is Brahma. So the word Brahma can mean the Veda also. Understand that. So in different contexts, the word Brahma can have different meanings. Then Tvam Yajnaha. So you are that Yajna. All the karma which I have done, all the Yajna which I have done, or some things I may have missed also. Everything is now you. Like that, the father is saying. Similarly, Tvam Lokaha. Whatever Loka I have already gained by whatever karma I have done or whatever I have missed. Also, everything, all the lokas are also you, like that the father says. Then what does the son say? Son being the one who has been brought up properly and all that. Now he says he is now taking up on behalf of his father some responsibility. So father has handed over whatever he has learned, whatever he has done till now, karma, and whatever he has gained as a result of this karma, everything he is now handing it over to the son. And son says in reply to the father, what? Pratyaha aham brahma. I am whatever you have studied, and I am the all the karma you have done also, and whatever you have not done, and I am the loka, whatever you have already gained by your karma phala, and whatever you have missed also, everything iti. So here, this being very cryptic, Upanishad itself explains this. What is the meaning of this Aham Brahma or Tvam Brahma and all that? Okay. So Upanishad now explains that how Yadvai Kincha Anuktam Tasya Sarvasya Brahma iti Ekata. So now Brahma means what? Yad, whatever that is Anuktam. Anuktam means telling in an oral tradition, everything is taught orally, correct? So your guru will say, and you have to tell along with your guru. You have to, even chanting you learn like that, correct? Guru will say once, the students will repeat it 2 times. That's how we learn. So oral tradition means anuptam means whatever you have learnt, you have studied with your guru by repeating after your guru. So anything which you have studied, tasya sarvasya, all the things which were studied by the father, they are all now called Brahma iti ekata. Okay, by that word Brahma, all that was studied by the father and all that the father missed to study also. That also we have to take. all that is now called as Brahma. Similarly, ye vai kecha yajnaha tesham sarvesham yajnaha iti ekata. So whatever all the yajnas which was done by the father, and even if he has missed something or not done properly something, everything is now all that is called yajnaha iti ekata. Similarly, what ye vai kecha lokaha tesham sarvesham loka iti ekata. So whatever is said as loka here also, whatever has been already gained by doing all this karma, and whatever may still be something is missing. Okay, omissions and commissions will always be there. When you are doing karma, you can't always be perfect. So whatever lokas which have been gained by the father and whatever he has missed also, all of that is now called loka. And further what? Etavad va idam sarvam means, so etavad va idam sarvam means what? All that is here means it is only this much. Literally it means like that. All that is here is only this much. Means whatever can be done by a samsari, by a householder. A householder can only do so much, correct? Householder can learn the Veda. Householder can do all the yajnas, all the nitya karma. Householder can do all the upasana, which has been said in the Veda. So this much only, whatever duties of the householder are only this much. As a householder, one can only do so much. And then what? After doing all this, what the father is doing here? Etan ma sarvam sannayam itaha abhujanat iti tasmat putram anushishtam lokyam ahuhu. Okay, tasmad yenam anushasati. So here, sarvam sannayam itaha abhujanad means what? So now the father is saying, I have now given everything to you. I have all my bharam, my load, whatever I was carrying, I am now free. I have now given it everything to you. All the whatever I studied, whatever I did, whatever I gained, everything now I have given it to you. Okay. So I am free. I have given everything to you. And Abhujanat is very interesting. This is actually a past tense. But in Vedic Sanskrit, past tense also can be used for future tense, like that Bhashyakara is giving. Okay, because he is giving the meaning for this Abhujanat as Palayishyati, that you will now protect all these things. Whatever I have handed it over to you, you as my son, you will protect it for me, means he will actually complete it. Even if something is missed by the father, all those things now the son can complete. That is the whole idea of this Samprattihi as a ritual. See, normally you can do karma, okay? And if you do karma, then the karma phala will come only to you, correct? That is the general rule. But in some cases, like you can be an yajamana and hand it over to the ritvik. Whoever is the ritvik, whoever is conducting the Vaidika ritual for you, you do all the sankalpa and all that, and then you formally hand over to them and they will do. That is also allowed in the Shastra. But this is a very specific case, okay? You have now handed over everything to your son with your own omissions and commissions. And now you want your son to take all of that and then correct, do prayaschitta and correct all that, whatever omissions and commissions are there, they have to be taken care of by your son. Once he does that, then you become Prajapati, you are gaining the maximum results, whatever is possible. That is the idea here. So Abhujanat means Palayishyati, you will protect, means whatever I have given, you will protect it and also make it proper. That is the idea here. Therefore, what? Tasmat Putram Anushishtam. So the Anushishtam Putra means one who is cultured, educated. Okay. So a Putra who is who is educated, cultured. Okay, such a putra, what will he say? He will free this father from this loka. Okay, the one who is cultured, educated, who is Vaidika. Okay, is a that son is called as Lokyam by the Brahmanas. Okay, so Lokyam Ahuhu. So here Ahu means who will say, means Brahmanas, other Brahmanas will say like that, Bhashyakara is saying. So the Putra is now called as Lokyam. Lokyam means what? The Lokahitam. Okay. For the father, the Putra is the one who is giving the Loka by doing all this Prayasthita. Whatever has been handed over to him, he takes it and then he completes it properly. Therefore, he is the one who is giving this Loka to the Pita by completing everything. Therefore, the Putra is called Lokyam. In fact, the meaning of the word Putra also is given here. Okay, we will see that. So, Lokyam Ahuhu Tasmad Yenam Anushasati Sa Yada Evam Vidaha Evam Vit Asmal Lokat Praiti Atha Ebihi Eva Pranehi Saha Putram Avishati. Okay, so here this Putra, in fact, the word Putra itself is here. It is said that Puranat Trayate iti Putraha. Like that, we have to take. Okay, Puranat Trayate means what? The son completes whatever is left behind incomplete by the father and then protects him in that manner. So Puranat Trayate iti Putraha. Okay, like that we can take. So here this Putra, once he has done that, so he has completed whatever is supposed to be done, whatever has been left incomplete also, this Putra has completed. And so this is what the father Anushasati means. Father is telling the son that father hands over, he also tells him what all he has to do. He teaches him. And then Putra does everything and takes care of his father. Then what happens? Sa yada evam with. So in this manner, whoever has done all the karma and upasana and finally handed over to his son also, and once the son completes everything, what happens? Asmat lokat praiti. So he has handed over and he has now left the body. Yes, left asmat lokat. This loka, the father has left now. But then what? Thereafter, what happens? Atha Ebihi eva pranehi saha putram avishati. So with this, all this, whatever, see, the father is having vak, prana and manas, correct? With that only he re-enters the son, it seems. So when the son is actually completing everything on behalf of the father, it is as though the father only has entered the son and then he is completing everything. Okay, that is the idea here. Bhashyakara says that since the father has now become Prajapati, Prajapati being the totality of all the Sukshma Sharira, in that way he enters the son. Okay. So the father now enters the son and then does everything. So sa yad anena kinchid akshnaya kritam akritam bhavati tasmad enam sarvasmat putraha munchati tasmat putraha nama sa putrenaiva asmin loke pratitishthati atha enam yete daivaha pranaha amritaha avishanti. So here Sayed anena kinchid akshnaya kritam. Akshnaya means something which you have not done properly. You have done something wrongly, etc. Or you have not done something akritam. Kinchid akshnaya akritam bhavati. So you have, this is what omissions and commissions I told you, correct? Akshnaya means something which you have done wrongly. Akritam means it is all commission, omission, sorry. You have not done something, you have done incomplete. So all that what? Tasmad yenam sarvasmat putraha munchati. From all that, any omissions and commissions of the father, the son frees the father from all that. Putraha munchati. Okay, so the son is freeing the father from all the omissions and commissions he has done after taking over everything from the father. Whatever father has handed over to him, he takes all that. And then once the father leaves, the father himself has entered him. Father's vak, prana, and manas has all, as though entered him, and then now he does all the omissions and commissions. For that, he does prayaschitta and frees the father. Therefore, tasmat putraha nama sa putrenaiva asmin loke pratitishthati. Therefore, the putra is called putra. Tasmat putraha nama. That's what I told you. Putra Nama means why he is called Putra? Because Puranat Trayate, we say. By completing, this Putra protects the father. Bhashyakara says later, Puranena Trayate Sapitaram. Therefore, he is called Putraha. And because of this, now you can say Putraineva Asmin Loke Pratitishthati. In the form of son only, the father has now won this world. He is established in this world. So that is what is said by Putreneva Ayam Lokaha Jayaha. That is now explained here. Okay, Pratitishthati Ata Yenam Yete Daivaha Pranaha Amritaha Avishanti. So further what thereafter? So this all this Pranaha Amritaha he says. So after this father becomes immortal because father becomes the Daivaha Pranaha. Father becomes Prajapati, in fact. That is the idea here. So he enters and becomes the Prajapati. So he becomes Hiranyagarbha. Father becomes the Hiranyagarbha. So this is how his son frees him. That is the idea here. Let us quickly see the Bhashya. Okay. Evam Sadhya Lokatraya Phala Bedena Viniyuktani Putra Karma Vidyakhyani Trini Sadhanani. So Sadhya Lokatraya is there, which we saw already, Manushya Loka, Pitruloka, and Devaloka. And they are different also. Phala Beda means they are different results to be attained. They have been respectively explained separately. And they have to be attained through Putra, Karma, and Vidya, through Upasana. They are the sadhanas, Trini sadhanani. Okay, then what? Jayatu putra karmartatvat na prithak sadhanam iti prithak na abhita. So Bhashyakara here, here he is saying, see, Panktam karma was said. When we talked about Panktam karma, there Jaya, Putra, Vitta, all these things were talked about. But here only Putra is talked about. What about the wife and the wealth and all that? That also has to be accounted for. So Bhashyakara says, wife is for the purpose of getting son, it seems. So Putra Karmartatvat na Prithak Sadhanam. So wife and son are only one sadhana here, one means. They have to be considered as a single means. Therefore, wife is not separately talked about. When we talk about the Putra, wife is understood. Wife also is part of the means. So it is Prithak na Abhihita. Separately, wife has not been mentioned. Okay. Similarly, wealth also. Vittancha Karma Sadhanatvat na Prithak Sadhanam. So again, karma has to be done, means without wealth you cannot do any karma. Therefore, wealth also has not been separately mentioned here. When we talk about karma, we have to understand that wealth is the means for that. So therefore, all of them are considered here. That is the idea. Okay, vidya karmanoho loka jaya hetutvam swatma pratilabhe naiva bhavati iti prasiddham. Okay, so by doing upasana and by doing karma, that you gain these different lokas like Pitriloka and Devaloka, and it is for oneself only. Swatma pratilabhe naiva, for gaining by oneself. This vidya and karma are the hetu, are the causes for that. This is very well known. Okay, that need not be explained here. But putra, through putra you are gaining this loka is not very clear. So that's why this particular vakya is being started by the Upanishad to explain that. That's what Bhashyakara is saying. So he says putrasya tu akriyatmakatvat kena prakarena lokajaya hetutvam iti nyayate. So putra is not either karma or upasana or anything, correct? So how do I gain akriyatmakatvat? That's what it is said here. It is not, putra is not a kriya. By doing some karma and upasana also is some kind of a kriya, correct? It is a manasa kriya. Either you do this yajnas are all just mainly it is vachika and kayikam karma, we can say, correct? By your body, and also any Vaidika homa and all you do, you have to chant, you have to tell the mantra, and then only you offer it to the fire. And then upasana is specially manasa kriya. So both karma and upasana are all kriya. But putra is not a kriya. For a kriya, what is the phala is very clear. Veda itself has said that in many places, so there is no doubt about that. But for putra, how do we, kena prakarena loka jaya hetutvam. So how does the putra become the cause for winning any loka, whether it is this loka or some other loka, but through your putra only you win this loka, it is said. That is not known. Na nyayate. How does the son become the cause for winning this world? That is not known. Therefore, what? Ataha tad vaktavyam iti atha anantaram arabhyate. So the atha shabda is there. Anantaram. Thereafter. Like that it starts. Okay. So ataha tad vaktavyam iti. So to say, to tell that this, therefore it starts thereafter like that. Now what? Samprattihi, sampradanam. So samprattihi means, so this is again sampradhanam, samprattihi and all means this exactly the same thing. Handing over, entrusting is the meaning. Okay, this is a different suffix, that's all. And samprattihi iti vaksyamanasya karmanaha namadeyam. So samprattihi means, here it's a very technical term. Understand that. It is a Vaidika ritual. It's a Vaidika karma. So whatever karma is to be now going to be talked about, that is what is now called as samprattihi here. Okay, then what? Putrehi swatma vyapara sampradhanam karoti anena prakarena pita. So to the son only, this father is doing this handing over. Okay, one's own whatever he has done till now, all those things, sampradhanam karoti means he is handing it over to the son, putre, in a particular manner, anena prakarena. That will be now said. Okay, so using a particular ritual, the father is handing over all his whatever he has done in his life till now to his son. And tena sampratti sajñakam idam karma. So therefore it is called sampratti, because this ritual itself is essentially handing over. That's why it is called sampratti. It is having this name of sampratti, this karma. Okay, tat kasmin kale kartavyam iti aha. So when do you do this sampratti karma? At what time? That also the Upanishad says. Sapita yada yasmin kale praishyan marishyami iti arishtadi darshanena manyate. So whenever this father thinks that he is going to die, okay, and how does he know he is going to die? For that Bhashyakara says, Arishta Adi Darshanena. So in those days, people see all this, they all knew this omens and all, we say, correct? Good omens, bad omens, means maybe they even saw Yama Kinkaras are standing at the door, maybe, who knows. So, so the father knows he is going to die with, with the help of some omens and all that. By seeing certain things, he has decided, now I have to go. Therefore, what? He is doing this karma finally. Therefore, atha tada putram ahu ahuya. So calling his son aha, then he says. So he calls his son ahuya aha. Calling his son, come nearby. Then he tells, what does he say? Tvam brahma, tvam yajnaha, tvam lokaha iti. So he says this, you are Brahma, you are Yajna, you are Loka. Okay. Then what? Sa eva muktaha putraha pratyaha. So in this manner, the son who has been told, he then replies, he then tells back. What does he say? Satu purvameva anushishtaha. Again, the son already knows this about this ritual. Understand that. He is anushishtaha means he has been taught about this ritual already. So he knows what is his role now. When the son says, sorry, when the father says like this, what I have to reply, he knows because he has been taught already. So anushishtam, anuktam, adhitam, okay, anadhitam cha tasya sarvasya eva brahma iti. Okay, sorry, I think I went to the other. Okay, purvam eva anushishtaha janati maya etat kartavyam iti. So okay, he knows what he has to do here. What is to be done by me, or what is to be done by that son knows. Therefore, what he says, Tena, therefore he says, Aham Brahma, Aham Yajnaha, Aham Lokaha iti. So he says, now the son says, Aham Brahma, Aham Yajnaha, Aham Lokaha, like that. Etad Vakyatrayam, these three sentences he says. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Etasya Arthaha Tirohitaha iti Manvanaha Shrutihi Vyakyanaya Pravartate. So the Shruti now thinks, the meaning of these three sentences or six sentences, whatever the father has said and whatever the son has replied. Tirohita means what? They are all hidden, not very easily understandable. So thinking like that, iti manmanaha shrutihi, shruti thinking like that, what it says now, vyakyanaya pravartate. Now it starts to explain that. What explanation it says? Yadvai kincha, yat kincha, avashishtam. So whatever has been left, okay, avashishtam, anuktam. So anuktam means what? Adhitam, anadhitancha, Bhashyakara says. Whatever I learned by repeating my guru, and whatever I did not learn also. Anadhitancha. Okay. Tena aha, sorry. Tasya sarvasya eva brahma iti etasmin pade ekada ekatvam. So when the father says Brahma, that includes whatever the father has learnt till now, and whatever the father has not learnt also. Whatever he was supposed to learn but he did not learn also is included in that. Whatever he should have learnt, everything is included in that word Brahma. Similarly, what? Yaha adhyayana vyaparaha mama kartavya. Okay, Bhashyakara now here explains that further. He says, whatever adhyayana vyapara, whatever adhyayana activities which should have been done by me, okay, mama kartavyaha asid, etavantam kalam veda vishyaha. Again, up to this time, whatever Veda related things which I should have learnt, okay, Veda vishyaha, saha itaha urdhvam tvam brahma tvat kartrikaha asti astu iti arthaha. So whatever related to the Vedas which I should have learnt till now, all that now you should do hereafter. Okay, it has been now given to you. They are all now your kartavya. Whatever is to be done by you, particularly whatever I have done, omissions and commissions, all that you have to take care of and complete it. Like that, he says. Then similarly, what tatha evai kecha yajnaha anushtayaha santaha maya. So whatever yajnas should have been done by me, correct? Anushtana I should have done. Okay. Anushtitascha ananushthitascha, whatever should have been done by me means whatever has been done by me and whatever has not been done by me also. But what should have been done by me, all that what tesham sarvesham yajnaha iti etasmin pada ekata ekatvam. So when yajna is said, all these yajnas are included in that. Whatever should have been done by the Father, but some of them has been done, some of them has not been done. Everything is included. Matkartrika yajnaha ya asan te itaha urdhvam tvam yajnaha tvatkartrika bhavanti ityarthaha. So whatever should have been done by me, all the yajnas, okay, whatever is there, all of them hereafter, it is yours. You have to now do them and complete them. And similarly, evai kecha loka maya jetavyaha santaha jita ajitanscha tesham sarvesham lokaha ityetasmin pada ekata. So loka, whatever lokas I should have gained or I did not gain also, or whatever I have gained by my karma phala, whatever I have missed due to my omissions and commissions, everything is now yours. Okay, and ita urdhvam tvam lokaha tvaya jetavyaha te. So now all those things have to be now won by you or gained by you. Okay, so like this he gives everything to his son. That is this ritual. Then further some more bhashya is there. We'll continue it next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.